Hey everyone, Live It Like Lisa here. Welcome to episode 2 of my Simplified Life series. It's a new series I'm doing on my channel where I am going through my house and trying to simplify my life. So that involves a lot of decluttering, a lot of getting rid of stuff that is just cluttering up my house, cluttering up my mind. And I just want to try and make my life more simple. So I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed with everything in my house. And so, yeah, this whole series, I'm going room by room in my house, just trying to simplify things. And I'm just taking you along and sort of showing you guys my process and what I'm thinking when I'm trying to simplify my life and the things that I'm doing to try and get to that stage. So today we are going to be tackling my pantry. This is my pantry behind me. I'll give you a good look at the state that it's currently in. It is a mess because with my mother-in-law passing away and us having to clear out her whole house, obviously she had a house full of food and most of it was unopened, brand new, and it's not something you just want to chuck in the bin. So we brought a lot of it home here, like most of the stuff that had not even been opened yet we've brought home, and we have just basically dumped it in our pantry. Now normally my pantry's fairly minimal, fairly organized, but yeah, just with all of this excess stuff just being dumped in here, it's just made our pantry explode, because with stuff that's being dumped here, everyone else can't find the stuff they need, so they're dumping other stuff on top because they can't get to where it should be. And yeah, it's just basically snowballed. So I thought today I want to get this pantry done because it's obviously a room we use every single day in the house. And as soon as this is organized, everyone will be able to find what they're looking for and not make it even more of a mess. My aim today is to declutter where I can. I mean, it's food. A lot of it is going to be used eventually, so there's not going to be a lot of throwing out, but maybe just reorganizing it and putting things in different storage containers that I've got at the top shelves there that are currently all empty. So maybe utilizing some of those storage containers rather than just having them taking up space on my shelf not being used. And yeah, just sort of working my way through, trying to simplify it, make it easy to find stuff. So yeah, that's basically what we're going to do today. So let's get started. So this is the current state of the pantry. We have cat food station down there, which is in desperate need of cleaning. We just have stuff dumped on the floor because it hasn't got a shelf. All of these baskets have just had stuff dumped in them. For the most part, they are kind of organized, but I will be changing the organization a little bit as well. And yeah, as you can see, we've just got lots of food items just willy-nilly chucked in, making no sense. Stuff just piled on where they'll fit on the shelf. And yeah, we're going to try and streamline all this a bit. I've got quite a lot of storage containers up here that you can see a lot of them are empty and not being used. So we're hopefully going to rename some of those and put some stuff in them so that we're actually using them. And yeah, so again, cereals and that sort of thing. These are all my storage containers, which they're all empty, so they can all be utilized to store food items in. And all these chilies, these were chilies that Jessie had grown, so I want to we're going to bag those up and sell them because we're not going to use them. I mean, we might just keep maybe this half a jar of them, but the rest we're just going to bag them up and sell them. Because they're just taking up storage containers that, you know, can be used for something else, and we're not going to use that many chilies. And if we need more chilies, we can grow more chilies. They grow like weeds, so yeah. And then we've got a whole heap of storage containers up the top there. Most of that stuff is all Michael's stuff, so I'm not really going to get rid of a lot of the storage tubs because they're his and he likes them. But we might just streamline what's in them and maybe declutter some of those things that are in them. So yeah, we've got a bit of a job to do. So I might just take it shelf by shelf, clear everything off it, because this is my shelf where I keep my storage containers. So I'm going to clear everything off this shelf, sort out what I want to put in each of these storage containers and maybe change some of the labels on them, and then we can start putting things back. Like some of these cereal boxes, they can go in some of the larger storage containers. And yeah, so that's my thinking there. So let's start with this shelf here. Okay, so the pantry is finally done, and wow guys, I'm feeling so much better. So much better. I can find everything I've got, I know what I've got, and yeah, it's just a lot better. So let me take you in and I'll show you what I've done. I'll just try and give you, it's a bit tight in this area, so I'll just try and give you a little bit of an overview first. And then I'll show you my thoughts and what I was thinking when I organised it this way. Yeah, like I said, it is a bit tight to get in there. So I think we'll start at the top, since I didn't really do much at the top because that's all of Michael's stuff. I did ask him, is there anything we can get rid of, declutter, downsize? And the answer was no. So he's happy with everything he's got up there. Most of it's all stuff to do with like vitamins, protein powders, yeah, all of his stuff. So I didn't touch any of it. So moving on to this shelf, I've used the glass containers that I had. These were actually from Kmart. I think you get about, I think it's 3 for $6 or something like that. And I've had them for a little while and they've just sat on my shelf not being used. So what I'm actually using these for is anytime we've opened a packet of pretzels, biscuits, crackers, chocolate, marshmallows, anything like that, whenever we open a packet, I'm just going to put it in one of these containers. And I've not labeled them because this sort of stuff is not always in them, you know what I mean? Like we might not always have pretzels or Oreos or marshmallows, so it's pretty clear what's in them. I don't feel like they need a label, so yeah, we've just using these for any open packages. So that's the first lot of canisters. Then moving on to this set of containers, these are all daily cooking type foods. So, you know, your sugars, your flours, your breadcrumbs, your salt. So for these, I did use some of my labels that I got from Kmart. I mean, you could use your Cricut if you've got a Cricut to label them as well. I just wanted to use up the labels that I had. So I did label these because, especially for the flours, you really need to know what kind of flour it is. So we've got all the different sugars there. You can see we still need to get some raw sugar. Now these are staples in our house, so these we're always going to have on hand at any one time. So I feel like labeling these is necessary, just so you know what actually is in them, because you know a lot of them look similar. These are not really ever going to be changed. Like we're always going to have flour, we're always going to have sugar. We're always going to have salt. The first one is salt, and then the next 3 next to it are all salt. If I did have more labels with salt, I would have labelled them, but yeah, and then we've got one spare one there that's not currently being used. So yeah, those are my sort of everyday cooking cake containers. Now the next lot of containers, I didn't feel like they needed any labels because it's quite clear what's in them, and these things can be changed. Like we don't always have pasta, we don't always have cereal. It just depends on what stage we're going through, whether we're, you know, eating pastas, whether the kids are eating cereals. So yeah, I didn't put any labels on these so that it makes it easier for us to swap whatever's in them. We always, pretty much always have rice. Those 2 are staples in our house, but the rest of it, you know, we'll go through phases of eating pasta and then we don't have it for a while. And same with the kids. I mean, Jamie's really the only one that eats cereal, so he'll go through phases of eating cereal and then, you know, doesn't eat it for a little while. So moving on to this side, I have 4 big glass containers here. Those 2 have got our homegrown chilies in, and those 2 are empty. Now I want to get into pickling vegetables and things like that, especially like cabbage, making sauerkraut. So I did purchase these with that in mind. So I've got 2 there that I can use, and then these little containers here, again, it's for any open packets. So this one we've got coffee, this one's what do you call it, crushed peanuts, and that one's fried onion. So again, I haven't labeled them because to me it's pretty clear what's in them. And yeah, these will just be for any opened food items that we use as well. So then moving down into these baskets going along here, I've kind of got like items together. So we call this basket our junk food basket. So anything that's, you know, junk food basically will be in this basket. This one is our baking basket, and we do have oats in there as well. So anything to do with like baking, whether it's cakes, bread, all of that sort of thing, that's in that basket. So this one is our spreads and toppings, as well as like the drinking chocolate and these sort of salted caramel mixer coffees and that sort of thing. So that's a little bit of a mixed box, but I mean, it makes sense to me. It's like spreads, toppings, and then the sort of milky, chocolatey kind of drinks. So that's that basket. Then in this one, we've just got basic teas and coffees in that one. This one is all of our tin food. Now, most of this tin food has come from Ormy's place because we don't eat a lot of tin food. So yeah, if we don't get through this by the time it expires, it's just going to get thrown out. But otherwise, we're going to try and get through it. The tuna and the baked beans are actually ours, but the rest of it's, yeah, come from Ormy's. So we'll see if we can get through some of that. And then this basket here is where we keep all of our seasonings and spices that you put on steaks, rubs and that sort of thing. And any overflow from my spice drawer will go in here as well. Now for the next shelf, we've got 6 baskets going across here. And I organized these baskets according to type of food. So this first basket is just noodles and cup of soup, so quick snacks for the kids. I'll also throw in mac and cheese in there. This basket is our Italian basket, so anything to do with Italian food like pasta sauces, meatballs, casseroles. I also keep like crushed tomatoes and garlic and tomato paste in there as well, so anything to do with Italian cooking. This one is our Mexican cooking, so we've got a lot of cans of beans and tin tomatoes, as well as anything that will, you know, to do with tacos, guacamole mix, taco sauces, anything Mexican will go in that basket. This is our Indian cooking basket, so any curries, coconut milks, coconut creams, curry powders, curry spice mixes, curry packets, anything Indian goes in that basket. This is our Asian basket, so anything to do with Chinese food, Japanese sushi. We've got like Canton things here. We've got soup bases, stir fry shots. What's this? That's a Thai style laksa. So yeah, anything to do with Asian cooking goes in that one. And then this one, a little bit empty at the moment, but this is our German food. My husband's actually German, so sometimes we'll have a few boxed packets in there for different like dumplings and potato cakes and that sort of thing. Yeah, so currently it's just got sauerkraut, and that's just some harissa spice that I've put in there for now. I'm just going to use that up. Then in the bottom 4 boxes here, we've just got 4 boxes that I've got at the bottom here. These are our overflow boxes. So we've got backups of different salad dressings, as well as different mustards and like an extra ginger, garlic and chili jar. Then in this one are our extra spices and seasonings and rubs for the barbecue steaks and that sort of thing. This one is some long life milk, so if we ever run out, we've got a little bit of a backup. And then there's some coconut milk there as well, and that's just some spare coffee that we need to use up as well. And then this last box is all the cat stuff. So this container came from Ormies. We're getting through those biscuits. And then once those biscuits are used up, we're going to get rid of this container. And then we just sort of use it straight out of the box. And that's all the packets. And that's the dishes that they get their meat in. So that is how I've organised my pantry. Then I've still got a whole shelf down here that's empty, but we're currently using that to put the cat's bowls on. So we'll have, normally this is in the middle because the cats don't actually get on. I mean, Mutz gets on with everything. It's just our cat that's a bit of a bitch. So we've got to try and keep them separate when they're eating. So we've always got water and biscuits out for them. And then when it's time to have their sachet of meat, we'll have one cat bowl on that side and one cat bowl on that side, and it's just enough space that they can both eat comfortably without, you know, scratching each other's eyeballs out. So yeah, that's the cat situation down there. So, and I like to keep it on the shelf because when we have the Roomba going around on the floor, when these are all on the floor, it just knocks them all over, and yeah, just puts biscuits and water everywhere. So yeah, that is my decluttered and reorganized pantry. I'm really happy with the way I've got it currently. Like, I've had it done before, and like I said, I think our pantry is pretty minimal to start with. I mean, right now it is, like, for me, it's chock-a-block full because we don't normally have this much food in it. A lot of this has come from Ormie's house. But yeah, as we work through that, I just feel like everything's got its place now. It's easy to see what we have. It's easy to plan meals. Like, so if we feel like making Indian, we know we've got plenty of Indian curries. We just need to get the meat. We've got plenty of rice, and that's the meal sorted. So if we want to have Italian, we know we've got pasta sauce down in that basket. We've got our pasta up there. We just need mincemeat and we're ready to go. So yeah, I really like having baskets for different types of foods as well, so that, you know, if you want to make tacos, you know, if you've got all the ingredients all in one place. So yes, that is my simplified pantry makeover. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys, and I hope it's given you some ideas on how to simplify or reorganize your own pantry. So the kitchen video will be up next, and that's going to be a big one, guys. So I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.